Okay, so streaming is live now. Okay, so let's move. So the project we are going to work on is the votes. From the votes, the highest vote is personal websites, right? Isn't that what you voted for? Is it?
Yes, that was it.
Okay. So we are going to work on that. I will drop the kind of personal website you'll be working on. So what I will do is I'll be doing my own in class. So you people will use the sample of what I'm doing to do your own. So if today I am doing the navigation bar, so if I'm using yellow, depending on the style of what I want to do, is in your own project. When after the class, you can put your color to be blue, style it differently. So you shouldn't just follow my pattern. Do your own thing and submit. So at the end of the day, everybody should be submitting their own personal project, not my own. My own will just be a sample, how to put the code. If there's a button, how to put the button. Then you put that button, you can style your button, you can use any other color. My color might be blue, your own can be green. You can change the position of your own button to a different place. So we can also do research, make use of placeholders and the rest. So by next class, we'll start the project. I'm going to show you the sample of how the project will look like. Then from there, you can work on your own sample. Then the day I finish my project, the next day you submit your own. So that means while I'm doing my own after the class, follow the steps I used to do my own and do your own at the same time. There won't be extra week or extra days for you to start your own from the beginning. So for those using the Android phone, there's someone in the group that said he has used his devices before for building, for designing software. So you can ask him how we did it. Then from there you can follow it up. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We're hearing you.
Okay. So today the network is better, right? Right?
Yes, today the network is good, Gaskia.
Okay. I had to change the network. So HTML fundamentals. What is HTML? HTML, also known as hypertext markup language, is the standard markup language used to create and structure content on the web. Hypertext refers to the links that connect each website or each web page. Markup language uses tags to define the structure and presentation of web content. So this is what we call tags. So this is it. This open close. So this is an HTML tags, the head tag, the body tag, H1 tag. So we talked about H1. What did I say H1 is? Anybody to answer that will get a free 2 points.
Excuse
Hello?
me, sir. The question is not clear.
You said H1.
Yes, what is H1 tag? What is the name? What does it stand for?
I think that H1 is hit one in my own idea. Like the H1, you have H1, you have H2, you have H3, but
What is it
H1
called?
is more heavier than H2. You know?
Okay. Okay.
And
Who can also try?
I think the H1 is heading one, like the first heading in
Okay, so that
H1.
is also called heading one. Yeah, not head, just heading. So that's the H1 tab. That's good. Who answered that? What's your name?
Oluwatobiloba.
Oluwatobi. Um, drop me high. Just drop high. I didn't come across that name today when I was working on your assessment. I hope you were in the previous class. Okay.
Yes, I
And
was.
apart from Oluwa, Who else? I talked about the P tag. What does it stand for?
The P tag is paragraph.
All right, what was your name?
Inubon Gregory.
Okay, drop me high.
Okay.
All right, so let's continue. Just when you drop high, please just put the 2 points. A lot of people are dropping me high. Just put 2 points. Okay. So HTML describes the structure. I hope you have this material. Should I still drop it in the group now? Huh?
So have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen it.
Okay.
This material, should I still drop it?
Yes,
Huh?
sir.
Is there?
Yes.
I think we have the
Alright.
material already. I saw one
This,
material.
let me do it. Let me drop it again for everybody. So in case you missed it, yeah, you can make use of that one. Please download it now. Give me a minute. All right. Okay, so HTML tags and elements. Tags that is enclosed in angle brackets. Example P and diff. When you are doing Python class. Okay. Python is def, not diff. Okay. So these are the tags. Those are the angle brackets that are used to close, to open and close maybe an alphabet or a word. So elements to complete structure, including start tag, content, and end tag. So example, P is the paragraph tag. This is the paragraph, right? This and types of tags. We have the paid tags, which have both opening and closing tags. For example, H1, which is heading. So paid tags. If you look at H1, it's here and it closes here with a less than sign, then a slash and H1 and a closing and a greater than sign. So that is it. Then we have self-closing tags. Are you following me?
Yeah, we are following you.
Okay. So we have the self-closing tag. If you look at the break tag, that is the BR, it's not closing. It doesn't have any other BR that is closing it, unlike the H1. So look at this. So let me increase this. So just like this, you see where your H1 is, H1 at the left hand side and closing H1 at the right hand side. So this is another tag that do not do that. So like the BR, once you write the BR, it does it command. You don't need to open another one and put a slash BR like every other tag. No. So this is the break tag. So if I go to my Chrome now and refresh this, there will be a space under between this is first class and this is my between hello world and let me check where I put the the BR tag. Okay, the BR tag is between, I added it between hello world line 8 and line 9 and line 10. So that's why there's a space there. So that's the break tag. So if I remove it, it goes back to normal. Do you have questions? Someone's mic is someone is not on mute. Who is that? Okay. Okay. So we have that is BR is a self-closing tag. You have the image tag, the IMG, you have the HR, you have the input tag. So we will make use of all these tags in our project. So take note of them. So common HTML tags, H1 to H6, that is the heading, largest to smallest. Largest is H1, the smallest is H6. I believe in we have H2 here. So let's try H6. So you see the size. So and you take note, I edited just this one, and the closing tag is also changing. So let's check it out how small that could be. So you've seen it now. I hope you are seeing my screen. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes, yes, you are seeing your screen.
So you've seen that this is my first class with non-star. Is very tiny, right? It's smaller than the hello world, and this is my first HTML page. True, right? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, yes, sir.
I ask you unmute your mic. I'm not seeing your reactions, so unmute your mic and give your own inputs. Okay, so let's continue. So we're going into the P, which is paragraph. Href is equal to URL. This is an hyperlink. So it's an hyperlink because you are creating a link to something. I'm going to explain it with an example later. So you have the image tag. So img src is equal to the path. Path is the location where a particular image is stored. So in programming, when you hear path, it means a particular location where something is being stored. For example, in my browser, this data, hello world, blah blah blah, is stored in more.html. And let me explain this. So more.html is stored in nonsa. Nonsa is stored in videos. Videos is stored in HP. HP is stored in user, and so on and so forth. So this is where, so if you want to find where Imo is stored, go to Nonsa as a folder, you will see Imo. And if you want to find where Nonsa is stored, go to videos, that is my videos. In my file manager, you see where Nonsa is stored. And if you want to know where video is stored in HP. So let's continue. And we have UL, OL, LI. So these are lists. One is unordered, one is ordered, which I have explained it in the material. I had to break it down too for easy understanding. So you have the diff, block level containers. We have span, inline container. We have the BR, line break, which I explained earlier. We have strong and EM. That means it's bold and italic. We have table, we have TR. So these are different ways of writing table, but I'm going to show you the difference. One means that the table is bolder, the other one it's either thin or the column is. There's an example that shows all this. Now, I need just 3 questions, then I can continue. Okay, so should I call names? Okay, Grace, go ahead.
Okay, so what is the difference between the ID class and the ID attributes with the class attribute? They are literally doing the same thing.
I believe that is in the material. Is the question correct?
Yeah, like I'm asking, what's the difference between the ID and the class attribute? Those that tags.
Okay, so ID, when they talk about ID, for example, your ID card, or you get, so it's your own, so it signifies just one particular entity. You get. While class, you're talking about list of elements, probably a large amount of data or a large amount of it represents a large amount of people or something. So, but an ID means it's unique to a particular identity.
Okay.
Do you, is it
Yes, sir.
making sense, right?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so in program in your back end when you are using the class in your model, so you realize that under class you can build in different attributes under it, different identities inside your class. But when you create an ID, it means one. If you are using an ID of one, let's say a number, your one stands for maybe data analysis. So no other data can carry one. So if data science come, it take two. So and now no other data can take that two except you delete data science. It now replaces another data. So that is the difference. ID is unique for one identity. Class can contain different identity.
Okay.
Hybris is okay. So we have Abdul Latif.
Okay, good evening, sir. Thank you very much. So my question is about the hyperlink tag, sir. So
Okay.
why, if in a situation where we the source, like the SRC for the hyperlink, it's not like the, let's say the link that we are trying to input, like the source, is not available. I mean, probably when we were designing the website, it was available, but maybe the hosting for that site has expired, so it's not available. How do we, like, is there anything we can do to maybe redirect? If this particular site is not available, then you go to this particular one. Like, can we input two links in a particular hyperlink, that if this first website is not available, then we move to the second one?
Okay. So once a site goes live, you should understand that you are not totally in control of your should I call it your hosting space? Oh, yeah, your hosting space. So it's just like a dashboard where you are being designed to make use of. So now if the hyperlink is inside your code, inside your own code, that can be done. But if it is two websites that is being hosted on different, so let's say you are using GoDaddy to host the other one, or you are using Namecheap or Google Host to host the other website, and now you are saying from this website that if this website or this link is not active, you should make use of the other link. Now, the current website might have a security issue trying to breach out, trying to have access or connect to the other website, except you made use of an API during that process. So that's why APIs are very, very important. With an API, you can host your front end with any hosting domain or hosting company. So you can host your front end in China and host your back end in Korea. It will work. You get. So you can stay here in Nigeria and connect with an API in US, as far as the API is open for you to make use of, or you can have access to it, or you are authenticated to have access to it. So except if there's an API, but in the terms of using an href, you can manipulate the code. But if it is an image on that website, that if this is not available, make use. Probably you have your static file already in place in the back end, and you're telling people that, and you're telling the code that if this site is not active, if this site is not active, that you should please redirect it to this other image. So your static can handle that, and you connect it to your front end. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But sir, what I was trying to ask was that the link that we inputted was an external link, and it's not a link from our own website at all. Like, let's say in my website, I wrote, click on this link to view list of schools in in Nigeria. So I have 2 different websites that have the list of all schools in Nigeria. So I want to like make the code in such a way that if this first website, external website, not my own website, is not available, then you should go to this second website that has this list as an alternative. So I don't know if there's any way we can do that.
You can pop it out. You can pop it up in your error message. You know, when there's unavailability of a particular page, there's an error message. So you can put that option, meaning the user needs to click it. So once there's an error message, then the error you'll be the one to write down the error. So instead of page not available, you could do page not available, click the next link. You understand? So you can do that from your own end.
Yes, I get now, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
No problem. So the third person, which is the last, Lekia. Lekia, unmute yourself and ask your question.
So I'm confused on the purpose of the alt attribute. So the ALT
Of the what?
attribute. ALT
Purpose of what?
attribute.
Huh?
The ALT attribute.
Please, did someone hear something PLP what?
ALT.
ALP.
ALT attribute.
That's alternate.
That is-
Okay.
yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, the purpose of it and like
Okay.
why the
ALT, I believe is mostly using an image tag.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The ALT is mostly used in case an image you cannot load an image in your website.
Oh,
Do you understand?
yes, sir.
Yeah. So it's used, for example, you upload an image and your image is not working, the ALT can come in. So the command that you also put in your ALT is very, very important. You understand?
Oh, yeah, but like
So
what if
you see something like image not found kind of stuff in people's when you load the website and that image is not showing, you see something like image not found, or you can see an alternative error message. So instead of the place being blank, you see something to show that there's a problem there.
okay, sir.
Okay. You say what if what?
I was like, what if you mistakenly, like when you're typing, you don't notice sometimes while you're coding, and instead of showing error, it shows a different image.
It shows you cannot load an image that is not there. So it means that different image that is showing it's you that input it. It's not there's no miracle that will make something different to show where you did not put it. That's how websites are. So if you did not put A, there's no miracle that will make it that will make A to come up. So it's either you wrote A somewhere that is reflecting there. So if the image is not loading and another image loads, so it means that you are calling the wrong image. So you called the wrong image thinking that it is the right image. So let's say your image name, let me show you. Okay, let me check image in this material. I think I did something. Image. Okay, so see image here. So let's see this place is, can you see my screen? Okay. So you see where the way you have this, let me highlight it, this place. You are seeing where I'm highlighting, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you see, well, let's say this image.jpg is in my static folder, or I'm loading it, I'm using static because as a Python programmer, that's where we store our images. So let's say this is in our static folder, our image, the image that we are loading is the spelling, the URL is image.jpg. Now, you mistakenly put IMAGA. Probably you added, instead of GA, you added GA. Now, and this IMAGE is the image of a cat. Is the image of a cat. And since you made a mistake to make it IMAGA, and IMAGA stored in your static is the image of a lion or a tiger. And you now go to your web page to load. And now a tiger appears. Now you will be surprised to say, what happened? I added the image of a cat, but now a lion is showing. So it means that it's either you've made mistake in the name, or the mistake came from your static file, but the image of that the image must be in your own static folder. So you cannot mistakenly call an image that you don't have access to. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I believe I talked about 3 questions, so that's all. Let's continue. For those that have questions to ask, you can bring it up when I request for another 3. Now, HTML attributes. Attributes provides additional information about elements and are written inside the open tag. Example, ahref is equal to http://example. This is a URL. I don't know where it leads to. Target is equal to blank. Visit this. Visit this. Now, common attributes. You have the href. You have the src, which is for image source. You have the alt, alternative text for image. You have the class, CSS class for styling. You have ID, unique identifier, just like what I said. It's unique for a particular element. Then you have style, inline CSS style. So you can use style either in your HTML or in your CSS. Any way you use it. So you can style in your CSS and call it in your HTML. It still works. So target is equal to blank. That means opens link in a new tab. This is what it means. So href is equal to this. Target is equal to blank. So you are telling these people, if you click this link, it should open in a new tab. So if you have a website that you have something, maybe you added a link to something, and you now say target is equal to blank, so it means you should open it in a new page, web page, I mean. So links. Purpose. Create hyperlinks to navigate between pages or websites. href is equal to this visit example. Now, let me copy this out. Okay, let me add this to my VS Code. Oops, come on. Okay, so this is a link visit example. So let me change the name. Let me change this link to, let me use not Jumia. No, okay. Vector Hub, okay. Vector Hub, okay, .com. Then I call this Vector. Then I could, let me keep it in the center. Let me make it to be in the middle. So okay, so I've kept this now in the middle. So let's make it H1. Let's make it bolder. Let's make it bold enough. Okay, so okay, so it's big now. So let's click on this. Let's see where it takes us to. I hope that's even the URL to the company's website. Let's see where it goes. Okay, so it's working. Let's go back. So you see from here, the other option was where is it? The other option was Where is it? Uh, okay, this is okay. This is it. This is the other option. Sorry, I don't want to go and start typing from the beginning. Okay, let's do this. Okay, let me not take out all of them. Let me make it. Okay, so there's a mistake. That's why it's showing like this, I think. Please, who can identify the mistake here?
You did not close the tag.
Which one?
That is from the beginning, the href.
To close it?
Yes, like it's supposed to have um like the the close brackets, like the arrows that close it. You see at the ending part of it, it has /a, then it closed. But this from the beginning, it does not have the opening and
Okay, so
closing.
I think you mean opening tab, not closing
Yes.
tab.
Okay. Yes. Opening tag.
Okay. All right. I've opened it since you said you did not have opening tab. So let's go back to vextorhub.com. Target blank. Go to blah, 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 blah. Let's call this Vex. Crazy setup. All right. So you've seen it now. It's now loading in a new page while this still stands. Okay. So you see how easy it is. Are you following?
Yes.
Are you following?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Sir,
Okay.
please come again. Come again. Like how you did it loading a new page.
Okay. So I added. Who can? Someone should tell him. I think Lekia is following. Well, Lekia, can you explain that to him?
I'm a little confused on that part too.
Or Abdulatif, make it easier for the both of them and for any other person.
Okay, like the reason why the link is opening in a new tab is because while writing the code for the hyperlink, we wrote what's it called? There was this target
This
which
target.
is blank there. Yes, the
Okay.
target which is blank, like we gave it a functionality to open in a new tab. Had it been it's not there, it will be still be that same tab that will run the vectorhub.com link.
Do you understand now? So this command target is equal to dash blank. It means target is equal to dash blank. It means that that it should open in a new page. That's what that command stands for. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, so the room is open for 3 questions now.
Okay. The first question I want to ask is that what's the difference between the first with this A with linking with the other one?
Sorry, I don't get what you said. Difference between what?
This A and the A linking and the normal L linking.
A linking.
Like it writes A, then href. There's another one that I'm seeing is L, just L.
A L. Please, if someone can see, they should. Okay, so I'm moving my cursor from A, where I've seen A. Is it this A you're talking about?
Mm.
Okay, difference between this A and what?
The normal L linking.
Okay, the normal link. Is that what? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Who can answer that? Abdulatif, can you? Do you want to try?
Like I'm trying to get the question, sir.
Okay, there's what we call link. You just type it. You open a link tag. You know of link tag. Huh? Are you hearing me?
So I'm hearing you.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Abdul Latif, I thought he wanted to try.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, I thought he wanted to try now.
No, I did not get his question. I did not understand what he was trying to ask, sir.
Okay, so look at my VS Code line 5. You have this type. Okay, so if I want to use the link tag, I come down here to make it of it. So the link tag is used in the head section of the HTML, which is used to link two external documents to the HTML. Then the A tag is used to connect web pages or different web pages to in the body of the HTML. So I'm using the A tag in the body. Body is line 8. Then the link tag, if I'm using it, I'm going to use it in the head of the HTML, the head tag of the HTML. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So link is kind of like used in linking files. While for the A tag is used to link web pages.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. No.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, that's one question. 2 to go. Okay, I agree. Go ahead.
So what of meta? There's a tag called meta. What is it actually used for?
Meta is used to, is it here? Hold on, where is it? Meta, you also find it in your head tag. Meta, this is it. Abdulatif, do you also want to try? Huh? Okay. Now you see this name here, Vector Hub dash learning from the best.
Okay.
Huh? The person that
Okay, I
asked the
wanted to
question.
try, sir.
Okay, you go ahead, try it out.
Okay, so the meta tag is used to like provide what we call metadata about the HTML document. Like I think last week he was trying to tell us something about Vector Hub, that if we search a website that offer courses on Python programming, it can optimize the page in such a way that it will rank among the first pages that it will bring. So he talked about search engine optimization. So one of the works that the meta tag does is for optimization. It has some data that will be imputed in such a way that the website will be optimized. Then it can give it other qualities that will make it what's it called? Like if it's viewed, or it will make it, is it responsive if it's viewed on
It will make
PC.
it more. It will make it more detailed, more easy to understand. For example, I gave you an example. You see
Exactly.
Vector Hub learn from the best. So easily, this is Chrome fetching from our metadata. So if you look at our metadata, you see this written. So it gives a brief description about a particular website or a web page or particular web structure.
Yeah.
So,
So
Abdul Latif, have you gotten any points yet?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're not intending to share it with anybody?
No, like I got from what you just said now. So
I mean, the point on any score.
point.
Yeah, have I given
No,
you two?
no, you've not given me any score yet, sir, at all.
Okay, message me and just write the 2 points. Now, okay, we have last question.
All right.
Who is next? Who will take the last question so we continue? Who will take I will call them. Who will take the last question? Okay, Lekia. Go ahead.
when he was talking about the metadata, like when he was talking about how it's a collection of it anchors information and optimizes the website. Like, does the meta tag show in the website?
No, 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 no. It won't. It won't. It's just a okay. Just like when this a tag is not showing, you get all these tags do not show on the website except you remove it. You change it from not being. You remove it and it's no more a tag. Let me try this. I know there might be an error, but let me check. So you've seen it now. This is no more a tag because there's no opening tag here at the front of A. So they are just command uh, to be used to execute a certain task. For example, the A tag is used to link web pages or different websites. So it will that doesn't mean it will show a tag, but rather it will show what it wants to link. So this vector hub is because I've given the link name to be vector. This is it. This is it. So I call this link to be vector. So if you click on vector, it takes you to whatever this link stands for. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thanks,
Okay. Okay, Faith, go ahead. Faith, unmute your mic. Faith, unmute your mic.
It was actually a mistake. It was a mistake.
Only a mistake. Okay. Okay, this is images which has img as its tag. Purpose: embeds images into web pages. Syntax: that is the image tag src img dot pg. So let's do something. Let's do something. I don't have an image. And I don't have an image. I don't have an image in my. But let me check something out. So let me know. Let me check if this img.jpg actually has something reasonable to offer. Let me check if this has something to offer. So description of image. So let me try download. I cannot open Dragon. I can't open my file manager now because the class is recording. The class is recording, so let me try something out. And okay, I love this image. The class is recording, so there's nothing I can really do much, but let me try. Oh, sorry. Also, nothing sensitive will show. Okay. Okay. So, okay. Okay. Let me open this. And this is the name. Can I copy it? Let me check if I can copy it. Okay, let me try something. Save image as. What was the name? I believe this was it. So let me do this one. Um, I can't open my file manager now. So when you get after this class, you can try it out. All I need to do is to take this, to bring this image here. Let me try something. New file. Come on. Okay, so when you after this class, when you get an image, you bring it here and you load it. It's very, very simple. It's very, very simple. So let's continue. So attributes, SRC, that is the part of an image file. You have the ALT, that's text description, which we talked about. Improves accessibility and ACO. So you have the width and height, that's define size optional. So when you are designing it, you can choose to do that. Then that was fast. Then you have the list. On ordered lists, that is the UL. So before I proceed, if three people should ask question concerning images. Yeah, Idris, go ahead.
So concerning the images, which one is more preferable to create a new folder called images in your project, then send all your images that you want to use for that particular project, send those images into the image folder, or copying the link of that particular image from a trusted website that shows various images? Which one is more preferable?
It's better you create a folder and add those images, but you know how you will call it out in your JavaScript, right? In your HTML. So you need to call the folder name first before you need to call the folder name first before calling out the name of the image.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So another person. Okay, so total of favor. Ask a question. Your mic is on mute. Unmute and ask your question. Remember the rule of this class. If you don't ask a question, you'll be excused from the class. Total of favor. Okay, Otolo is gone.
No, I don't have a question, sir.
I thought your mic was not working. Now, the rule is that your question does not need to align with what the class is. You can ask about my name, my favorite food, what I do for when I'm taking my rests. Shouldn't be so to ask something. After Otolo Favor, you have Esther Chigemezu. So Otolo, go ahead. You have 1 minute left.
Okay, so what's your favorite fruit?
Apple.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, next. Okay, Idris, go ahead. After Idris,
Sir.
you have Esther.
Sir, what are those mistakes that as a programmer you can face?
Mm, one mistake programmer do is trying to do everything by themselves. I agree.
Yes, sir.
That is one mistake they do, trying to do everything by themselves. So it's better you do it with a group of people to deliver something reasonable, something better. And if at the end of the day it's 5% that is left for you, you carry your 5%. But at the end of the day, you should do something better so as to get recommendations. You get, so not even about writing code. Everybody makes mistakes in code, but you see, trying to build a project by yourself, that's the mistakes a lot of people do. They don't want to cooperate with people. They don't want people to take a share or to take their customer or something. So they end up losing the customer by delivering a bad job because they'll be stressed out and the rest. Okay. So we have Esther. Esther asks a question. Esther Chigemezu.
So I wanted to ask the tools that you can use to create a document software design.
What do you mean by documents? Document software. What do you mean by that? Sorry.
I mean tools that you can use to create a document software design.
Please, can you define document software design? Or is there something I don't know? Can you define it the way you understand it? Esther. Esther, are you there? Okay, so let's continue. I don't know, maybe your question is wrong, or maybe please structure your question well, because I don't accept you. As I'm trying to tell you to define it the way you understand it. There's something you understand by document software design that I don't understand. So let's continue. Okay, we have the lists. We have the unordered lists and ordered lists. So this displays a bullet list. So let me copy this to my. I hope you're also trying this code. Are you all trying this code?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now there is a question I want to ask. There is a question I want. I don't know if I should ask that.
Sir, ask.
Now, there's what we call. Okay, let me. Now, it's still in center. Let me remove. Let me make this center only affects this two. Okay, now you've seen this dot at the back of item 1 and item 2. So let me call item 1. Item 1 should be degrees. I don't know if this is the correct spelling. And item 2 should be vector. Now let's give it an H1. H1. Let's cover it. Okay, so you've seen it now. It has a dot.
Yes, sir.
So this is so there's something I wanted to talk about. In my VS Code, if you look at the way this data is arranged, can someone tell me what this spacing is called? This space here. Do you notice some of them are like HTML is to the wall, the opening and the closing is to the wall. This one is open, this one has a space. So what is this spacing called? No idea.
A child class and a child tag. Like
Child what?
The tags are inside a parent tag.
What is it called?
Nice.
What is it?
It's called an indentation.
Whoa, who answered that?
It's me,
Okay, what's your name?
Vincent.
Oh, Vincent.
Yes, sir.
My childhood friend is called Vincent. Okay, so it's it was what?
I was saying I was dropping it in the chat box.
Okay. So you are right, it's an indentation. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, so message me, Vincent.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So everyone should take note of that. It's called an indentation. If you have questions about indentation, bring it up now. Now you have the Is there any question about indentation? Is it about indentation?
Yes, sir. It is.
Okay. What about it?
So I wanted to ask that the indentation while coding, does it have any significance that it adds to our work, or it just makes our code neat, like readable, or it has any significance to the output? Like,
So does it have any significance to what?
Like, is there any importance attached to indentation apart from making our code readable? Like, does it have any effect on the output?
Yes, so yes. Sometimes when your code is not indented, are you listening?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sometimes when your code is not indented, it will not work in some instance. For example, your line 17, your UL tag is here, and this one is here. Probably this is, I know if I click on Control AC and go to refresh it to rearrange itself. Go back again. All right, so there are some instances where if you don't indent your code, it will misinterpret it. You understand? For example, when you are working, if this was a Python code, if this was let me call this what's your name again?
Abdulatif.
Okay, Abdul. So let me call this Abdul.py. Now if you're using the dev the def function. Let me call this def function do. Now, it's in an automatic indentation in line 2. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Are you following
Yes,
me?
sir.
So if
I am.
mistakenly I don't want to follow this indentation, I now come to start writing my code here. So I now come to, let's say, if Abdul is equal to 13 years, 18 is equal to 12. Print he is old enough. Is old enough. ENOU. Then else elif Abdul is less than or equal to 50. So we still print he is old enough.
About to die.
Is that? What did you say? Sorry, I heard the comments. What was that? Sorry.
If Ado is greater than 50, is about to die.
Ah.
Now, else about to die. Else about to die. Now, from this code, there's an error because of indentation. After you've seen after this elif in line 4, there's an indentation in line 5 before the print, right? So to correct this error, first of all, you need to also create that indentation for what do they call it? For else. So you've seen the first error now is gone. Then second error is now gone. So you've seen now that sorry. So you've seen now that all the errors are gone. Sorry, don't want to understand this code for now. I'm just taking this as an example. So if you bring this in, you've seen an error. You've closed an indentation. So there are some keywords that Python keywords or programming keywords, or depending on the programming language, that needs that indentation. So once there's no indentation, your code, your program interprets it as something different. So until you have that indentation, then you will have you will get the right output. Okay. Are you following?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
you're following.
Yes, sir.
Let's go back to, let me delete this. Bye-bye. Let's go back to HTML. Let's go. So we've talked about lists. So this is OL. This is display a numbered list. Let me copy and paste so you see how it is. Remember, programming is very simple. Just what happened to these big boys? Okay. All you need to do is believe in what you are doing first. You might be wrong, you might be right. Just believe in it. And secondly, don't try to, I don't know how to put it. I explained it yesterday. Don't try to ask a lot of, don't try to be a philosopher. If something is why, don't try to say why should it be why. People that created the language made it why, and you're now questioning it that it shouldn't be why. If you question it, you have a whole lot of things to face. So you've seen the difference now. So one is numbered 1 2 to probably infinity. The other is with a dot. You understand?
Yeah, you understand.
Okay. Take note of this thing. Oh. All these things I'm doing when you're working on your website. Don't tell me I did not tell you. From here, I can create a navigation bar. Already I have vector already. Carry it to this point, this position. Line it up. Create a card. Change the color. Hello world is maybe my website name. I'm done. So let's go. Let's continue. That will be the business of another day. So you have the table. Purpose to display structured data in rows and columns. So this is how you write code if you want to put something in a table. So the table defines the table. That is just like you having HTML, which defines that this data is an HTML data. And you have body, meaning the data is inside the body. So you have what we call table, which opens and close. So let's add the table. Let's go to see what the result is. So you've seen it now. Let me centralize it so you could see better. All right, so you've seen it now. So you see your table, header 1, header 2, and beneath it you have data 1, data 2. Easy. Now, take note. Take note that header 1 is bold, data 1 is not bold, and data 1 and 2 looks as if it's in the button, both 1 and 2. Let's go to our notes to see why it is like that. Enjoy this class. Feel free to ask questions where you don't understand. Experiment this and go to HTML documentations. HTML has documentations. You see a lot of resources in there. Now, table defines the table. TR, that is for the role. TH, that is table header cell, bold and centered by default. TD, table data cell, not bold. TH, bold. TD, not bold. TR, table role. Now, let's go back. Let me do like this. Let me reduce this so that we can see how. Let's take it down here. Okay. So you've seen where is our table. You've seen it now. Now you have the table, which is here, line 27, if you're seeing my screen. So this defines, so you have border 1, TR, which stands for the role. That is for header 1 and header 2. Remember, they talked about TH, making your data bold. That's why header 1 and header 2 is bold. Then TD, table data cell, which is putting those data in the same cell. They didn't say it will be bold. So if you change this TD to TH, it will make data 1 and data 2 bold. Is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, so 3 people should ask question again. Okay, let me call names. Love it. Okay, someone wanted to ask it. Is it Neobong? I think you wanted to say something. Neobong, you want to say something?
No.
Okay, love it. Okay, Debayo, hold on. Love it. Chinho, yeah. How are you doing? I love the energy.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Thank you
I'm
for the
listening.
class.
Is that the
Thank
question?
you for the class. But no,
Okay,
this
go
one
ahead.
you just talked now about the table, like I'll still go through it later because the thing is turning my head kind of. But
Sorry about that.
that image,
Yeah.
like I'm still trying to understand, especially that where you talked about you can create a folder and then move the image you want to add to your site there. But at times when
Okay.
you want to browse, you find out that you can't save the image. Maybe it will be in form of a link or so. Is there a way for us to save image directly from a site or so? Because
Yes.
you need to have the image before you can do this thing. That's what I want to ask.
If you are seeing my screen, I can click on any image here, and I right
Yeah,
click on this image. Then it will
yeah.
give you an option, save as. So you click on save as, then your file manager will pop up. And now, take note, this is the type you can save. This is okay. It's telling you this is a web, so you cannot save this kind of image. You need to look for an image that is JPEG. So I right
Okay.
click on the second image, save as again to pop up. So I check. So this is a JPEG. So you can also save a PNG image. So this is JPEG. So I say I can save JPEG, and it will be a normal image for me. Then
Okay.
I can, let's say if this image is this, I can right click here, click on save as, and this is AVIF. So I cannot save this. It will not give me what I'm looking for. Remember, your website only take PNG and JPEG, most likely.
JPEG.
Yes.
Okay.
How do you feel asking question now?
I feel okay.
Okay, that's nice. So
Yeah.
maintain the act of. So I think someone is clapping for you.
Okay.
Okay, that's by the way. Adebayo, go ahead.
All right. Good evening, sir. Thank you very much for the class. So my question is on tables. So we can see from the instruction there that we can add table rules. So how do we add columns? Let's say, for example, I want to create a 2 by 3 table. That means a table that has 2 rows, 3 columns,
You want
or
to?
2 rows, 5 columns. So how do we do
Yes,
that?
sir. You want to take my assignments and ask in class? Huh?
No, I
Huh?
actually did not even know it was part of the.
It's not in the material. I wanted to say ask, telling you for now.
Sorry, sir.
So that was the
So
same
should I
question I wanted to
still?
ask.
Everyone now want to ask the same question. Everybody now want to ask the same question. Okay. Okay.
Sir, you can still give us as an assignment. Maybe we should just take it and work on it.
Take it and
Who
work
will
on
this
it.
one
So
again?
simple. You say you want to create multiple what again? Columns. So you've seen it now, Abi?
Yes, sir.
Can you
Sir.
now? Man, I still have assignment on table. So is that all the question? Is that all? I think one person is left. So who is left? Should I call names? Hmm? Should I call names? Nope. Should I call names? Okay, so Fitz Toluwani, go ahead. Unmute yourself. After Faith, you have Sama. So you dropped your hand. Why? Faith, unmute yourself and ask your question. Then Saidu, ask first before Faith.
Good evening.
Jack, I want to ask a question.
Okay, no, let Saidu finish.
I want to
Faith,
ask a
just give
question.
it. Yes, give Saidu 1 minute. Saidu, go ahead.
Sir,
Faith wants to ask
Yeah,
a
good evening.
question.
not fully in the class due to network issues and other stuff. My question is, if someone makes a mistake now on this coding stuff, and can the person
Yes. Yes.
correct the mistake
Yes,
in the other page?
Yes, I'm
Yes, the
talking about.
person can.
The question I want to ask is at the beginning part where I saw something like all this www.vector.com.
Okay. Saidu, right? Saidu, right? Saidu, are
Yes,
you there? Okay, number one is pray not to make mistake. Number two is there's what we call debugging. That is you can look for the meaning, debugging. So to debug, you go back to debug your code when you have error. So for you to look for where your error is and correct it. So you can correct your code, you can correct your mistakes. That is the act of debugging. Saidu, is it clear?
yes, sir. It's clear, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Faith, you can now ask your question. Or this one that your question is from the beginning part. Faith, go ahead. Faith, go ahead. I think Faith, are you there? Unmute yourself. Okay, so I think Faith is
Okay.
off.
The
Go ahead.
Okay, the question I want to ask is actually at the beginning part. The place that we're talking about, www.com and all those targets and blanks, I don't understand that side. My question is
Target
coming from the first part where we talked about
okay. Target and blank. Target. Okay. Okay. Target and blank. Okay, where you have the link, right? Faith, can you unmute yourself? It makes it faster. Unmute yourself and so that I know you are following me. Is it where you have line 14? Faith, is it line 14? Okay, I think she's off the meeting. I don't know, maybe our network. Now we have Faith. I don't know if you've joined back. You unmute yourself. Let me answer. So we have forms. So these are used to collect users' input. Now, this is a short code for form. Form action is equal to submit.php. Method is equal to post. There are two types. There's post, there's get. Post is to send input or data. Get is to get input. For example, before then, let me explain the different tags you have here in form. So you have label for name is equal to name. This is let me show you. So this is this name, that's the first label. Then sorry. Then then you have input type. Text ID is equal to name is equal to name. This will be a little complicated. But don't worry. After this, form of code, which I will explain soon. You have the break. So whatever I explained today, meditate it, grab it. Don't want to ask yourself questions, but rather ask me questions. But before you ask me question, understand this as your normal English. Now, you have a break. Label is equal to email. So what you have here, just name and email. Input type is email. ID is equal to email. Name is equal to email. Then another break, you have the submit button. So there are 3 data that should be on the website. The name. So you have the name here. You have the name, the email, and this. Oh, submit button is working because of the post. So you have your file couldn't be accessed. So because of the posts, the things, if I add something and I write something and click on it, it should send. Please include @ in the email address. Okay. So in more, okay. So let me send this. Okay, so it's not going. Now let's go back to explaining what we have. So let me explain this. So these are common tags. This I brought. Okay, now form. Let me reduce it again. Go back to my VS Code. Where are you? Okay. So form. Where are you? Okay, now this is it. So you have your form tag here. Okay. Sorry, let me arrange it well. So okay, form, which is the first one, form action is equal to submit.php. This is the let's not worry about that. So form contains the input elements. Action, this is the server URL to send your form data. Now submit.php means that you are sending this your data, that is whatsoever I input there, into what do you call it? Let me send something again. So look at my my URL. It's now nonsa/submit.php. This is where I'm sending this form to. Whereas I don't have any file or any so I could change this to I could change this to submit.php, but I'm not writing PHP code. I'm surprised. Workspace not defined. So I'm surprised. So I can remove this. So let me remove this and put a hash. Let me remove. So form now. So our form action is equal to hash, meaning this form should send this data, should post this data to this whatsoever that will be inside this place. Method is equal to post. If method was equal to get, it means you should get the data. It should get the data that is stored in whatsoever that will be inside this action. So now that I've changed action to hash, you will see that it's no more redirecting to anywhere. Look, I've not refreshed. Sorry, guys. So let's try it again. Hope I'm not wrong. So it shouldn't. So you see now it's no more redirecting because there is no way to redirect it to. Now let's get back. Action, which is in this place in the line 38, it's for you to provide a URL where this form should send the data to. Method, there are 2. I talked about 2 here. Get, visible in URL, or post is hidden. Now, if there was this particular one needs practical. If there was a server that contains data, okay, let me explain only post. certificate is something higher. So if there was a saver, post is to send data to a particular saver. That is why you have method. So the method of submitting this form is to post as send your data. Now you have label. Label is for inputs. Label is for inputs. Then inputs, that is field for text, email, password, etc. So field where you have this box, this is the inputs. This is the input command. Input without S. That's the input command without S. Then you have the text area, which is a multi-line text, and from my material they call multi-line text area. That's why you see type is equal to text. Now you have the break. Label is label, the same label is equal. I know label stands for an input. Label is equals to email, and label is equal to label 4 is equal to email, which is now the email name. Now input type is equal to email. So remember, when I typed in a text in the place of name and I typed in another text in the place of email, I was asked to include. They said please include an @ in the email address. So RSRTR is missing an @ So if I come to my VS Code now and remove this type is equal to email to make it type is equal to text, it won't ask me that. It won't ask me again. It will. Sorry, let me refresh. I keep forgetting. So let's go again. So I can type it without. So you see, it's no more asking that question. It's no more asking that question of. It's no more. There's no pop-up again telling you to put @ at the front. So you see, it's going through now. So the type input type, it was email before I changed it to text. Now you have the input type submit, value is equal to submit. So select is equal to drop down list. Select is not part of the form, this thing. So you have button or input type is equal to submit. That is to submit the form. Input type is equal to submit. That is the type is equal to submit. That means you should submit the form. Now take note, this submit was not written out the same way email and name was written out. It's because of this input type equal to submit. Okay? Are you following? Okay, 3 people should ask question. Okay, Faith. I think Faith was still up.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, the question I want to ask is there are actually 2 questions now. The first one is that first one where you're talking about this target or this blank. That side, I don't understand it. And also this second one that you just dropped, this action label input. I could not see the screen when you were doing it, so after when you did that was when I saw the screen.
Okay. I think that one, the recording will help you a whole lot. So if you can go through the recording this night, I think that this recording takes about 2 hours before Google Meet finish preparing it. So Google Meet will help you very, very well. For the first one, you went off when I tried explaining it. But if you go through the video again, I'm certain you will understand. It makes it clearer. Okay? Faith.
Okay.
Yeah, or when you go through the recording, set up a call with me tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, maybe before you go to church or when you are back. But in the afternoon, I'll be very busy. So tomorrow morning, if you can go through the recording this evening, fix a call with me. I will break it down again if you don't still understand, but I'm sure you will. And after the record, we'll go into the recording. You can do a little research on Chrome. Just look at what I've said. It will be better. But if you still look at it and you don't
Okay, sir.
understand, do the needful by reaching out. Just fix a call. Tell me 2 hours before the time. It should be before 10 o'clock in the morning, or in the night around 11. Okay, tomorrow. Okay, so
Okay, sir.
Abdulatif,
Thank you,
go
sir.
ahead. No problem.
Okay,
Abdulatif.
sir. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, sir. I wanted to ask about the submission of the form, like the best one to use between using a button that has the label as maybe submit, or using an input tag with the type submit to call the person that is inputting their data, that they should call a call to action. Like, I'm trying to ask
A
the
call
best
is the right word.
approach to call to action between using input tag that has the type as submit, or using a button that has the text on it as submit.
I think this is better, except you don't want to write. I think this is better. To me, this is better. Don't go through this. For now, at your level, for now, it's okay to do this. Then when you get to that level, depends on the kind of work that you are doing, the kind of project you're working on. So anything you use depends on mostly the kind of project you're working on, the level of project you're working on. Is that good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Abdulatif.
Thank you very much, sir.
So yesterday I talked
Yes, sir.
about
It's okay.
CTA, call to action. I thought you forgot, but thank you for. I can now see that there's some people do remember things, and some people are following up with those videos. If only maybe they knew it somewhere else before today. So the next person to ask a question is Andrew. Thank you for joining us. Next person to ask a question is Ebele. I think I called Ebele before. Let's look for someone else. Okay, we have Badru on the line. Badru, you have a minute to ask a question. Badru, you
Yes,
have a minute
sir.
to ask. Okay, so what's your question?
So my question is like the recording of the class, like the going over everything again, like similar to what Faith actually asked. Because I was locked out at a point.
Okay, if the class is recorded, that's your question.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is recorded. I like your profile picture.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, yeah, it's nice. But I'm not a cat person. So yeah, so guys, so I like interacting with everybody. So I hope you don't take that as an issue. But anyway,
No problem, sir.
So you do not like my own.
yeah. So who is that? What is your profile? Is that in your bone?
Yes.
Do you even like what you are using? In your bone, you're on mute. Do you like? If I cannot like what you don't like now,
I
you must
like
like something before
I like what I'm using. If I not like it, I would have not used it.
Okay. Okay, Adebayo, go ahead.
So that was a mistake. So I was trying to do something else.
No, thank God that was a mistake. That's good. All right. Introduction to semantic HTML. I would love to give you this one to work on it, but this talks about the section. So probably I will put it in next class topic, but it's not hard. You can go through it. Okay. Navigation bar. I can't give you an assignment on this. Okay. Do we have time? Okay, let me go through it. Introduction to semantic. We have about 18 minutes. HTML. Semantic HTML uses meaningful tags that clearly describe the purpose of the content inside them instead of using generic containers. like div or span everywhere. So semantic elements help structure a web page in a way that is understandable for both developer and browser and improves accessibility and SEO. Common semantic elements include section, represent a thematic grouping of content, often used to divide a page into logical sections like features, testimonial, or about us. Now, let me copy this. So you've gone to semantic where you can do your navigation bar and the rest. So let me delete form. Do I need to delete it? Let's everything be there. So when I'm working on my project, I don't need to start writing them. I can just copy and paste. Okay. So this form is really this stuff. So our services. So you see, let me make it. Let me remove this guy. This guy is disturbing everybody currently. This guy is disturbing everybody currently. So let me go back to this. So now, come on, now. You don't need to get out of here. Okay, so you've seen it now. Our services. So we offer web development, SEOs, and graphics design. So you've seen how. So let me remove center. So you see how it is. So our services, we offer web development, blah blah blah. So you do see this on people's websites, right? Our services, isn't it? Do you see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank God you are following. That's nice. Once you confirm that you see it, I know you are following. So you have article represents a self-contained, reusable piece of content, ideal for blogs. So you see blogs use them, news article, product listing, or generated content. Should make sense if distributed or reused on its own. For example of an article, you see, let me show you. So these are mostly used by blogs. So if you make use of blogs a lot, you will see them a whole lot. So take for an example, this is an article, understanding CSS. So CSS grid layout is a two-dimensional blah 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 blah. So this is an article now. They use this to write on anything they feel that particular topic. Don't worry, ask your question. I'll give 3 people option. Then you have the navigation and the footer. That is where it stops. Yep. So the navigation, this defines blocks of navigation link typically used for menus, tables, and content or pagination. Example now. Please take notes. I'm building my website slowly. So if you are following me, follow to the end. And make sure you have fun. Let me add it. Yeah, add it. Let me try adding it at the head. So let's go here. So now you see my home, my about, and my contact page. So I've created a navigation bar. So in our next class, I'll make it to be spread across like desktop. Look at where they are. In our next class, I'll spread it across here. So for now, I've created home, about, and contact us. So slowly I'm building my website. So this is for the header. Now let me do the footer. We have the footer. Footer represents the footer of a section or page, often contains copyright info, links, or contact details. So I'm going to show you an example of footer. Footer is always down. Let me put my footer down. Footer is always down. That's why it's called footer. So if you refresh, you have your footer here. So this is my footer. At 2025, my website, all rights reserved. So look down, you see my footer. Let me put a break so there's space there. Yeah. Okay, there's space now. So this is my footer. If I can decide to go to write contact us, I'll be contact. So let's just keep it there for now. Now, let me return this nav. Let me put this nav. Come on. Let me put this nav bar. Control X. Oh shit. Oh, sorry for using that word. It seems I made a mistake. Control Y. Control Y. Okay. Control X. So let me put it in the body. So I've added it in the body. I don't want it to be on the head tab. Now ask your question. Now the floor is open to everybody. Ask your question.
So can we ask question ahead of what you have teach us, or
Let people that have question that is in this that is pertaining to what is happening now ask first. Then ahead we go. Except nobody has any question concerning today's class. So what I just did, do you have any question pertaining to it? Okay, in your bongo ahead with your ahead.
okay? Yesterday, sorry, after the last class we had, so I was trying to check on how to use small. I was checking on YouTube videos on how to do small portfolio for myself. So I now discovered something. I was actually thinking maybe you come up since you have started already. You said something about um the UL, that's listing. You said something about the heading. I was thinking maybe you be talking about how to do icons.
Icons.
Yeah.
Haven't I showed you how to make an? From what I've done so far, you can do an icon. No?
Okay. So okay, can I share my screen?
Yes, you can. Let me stop sharing.
No, I can do something like this.
Okay.
Now, can you see it? Okay. This was what I built.
Are you joining the class with your laptop?
No. I'm using laptop separate for the class. Then
I can't see. I can't see.
Sir, can you bring me to can you bring me can you make it big?
Can I make what?
Okay, like this now. Let me. This was what I was trying to do. So after doing this, I was supposed to put icon. I've tried all my best. I even used image, but the image was bigger than what I was expecting.
You can size it. You mean the logo? Because I'm not seeing it. You can in this mat. You can. That's when you have the width and the length. Now you can. You style. You need to style. You can style it to what you want. So look at width. Put width 200. Width is equal to 200. Let me see how it looks like. Just in the front where you uploaded the image in your A tag, you put width equals to 200.
Okay, let me try something. Let me cancel this stuff.
Before the closing of the first A tag, not the second closing one. Just where you after your ALT. Let me make it faster.
Okay, I should add my image bar. Let me use image.
What were you using before?
I was actually trying to link because I saw something on whether front or some
also. So I was trying to check on that front also. I noticed that it's like they are paying money for pro, so something like that.
Okay. Now assignments. While you are doing it, to be submitted on Sunday. Are you there? Assignment to be submitted on Sunday. Write it down and you can share it in the group. Create your first navigation bar. Create and design your first navigation bar using HTML. Have you written it down? Have you written it down?
Yes, sir.
Okay, drop it in the group. Create your first navigation bar using HTML. To be submitted on Monday. The person that dropped that should update them that it's to be submitted on Monday.
Okay, see what I was trying.
Have you done the width? Just put the width equals 200. That's all.
Okay.
Let's. You say?